So imagine this, you're doing 100K a month on Amazon and everyone thinks you've made it, but inside you feel stuck. And you feel stuck for a few reasons. Growth has stalled, profit feels fragile, there's more competition than ever, you're spending so much on PPC and you don't know how to move the needle to the next step. And the truth is, most brands plateau here, but they do not have to. We helped this one brand go from 286,000 to 350,000 within 2 months, and we helped Crazy Girls go from 200K to 720K a month at just a 4% tacos, and this was within 14 months. So it's definitely possible for you to go to 100K to 200, 300K, 400, 500K, but we need the right steps in order to do that. So we were only able to achieve this because we knew exactly what it was that was their bottleneck and what can we do to even fix this and go past it. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly the traps holding most 100K brands back from scaling past that and the scaling levers we use inside of our 3-phase growth system to unlock compounding growth for you. Now, if you want access to the doc I'm going to go over in this video, it should be one of the links down below. Now, this is the plateau problem. Most brands hit 100K a month and are just stalled, and they do not know how to break past this for months and even years sometimes. Revenue growth flatlines and the founder feels stuck, obviously, right? Because you're paying a lot of FBA fees, PPC fees, everything, storage cost, and you are not growing as a whole and you feel stuck, which is the worst thing for any founder. Now, the question is, why do so many brands get trapped here, and what separates the one that pushed through to 500K a month? Now, the first trap is profitability obsession. At this stage, too many founders start obsessing over short-term profitability. And it totally makes sense because we want actual money in our pocket so we can pay our bills, feed our family, and provide, right? But pretty much, here are some examples. They put PPC spend on maintenance mode and try to protect their margins. But this mindset kills momentum because if you're not growing on Amazon, if you're not spending to grow, you're pretty much going to be lagging behind because your competitors are going to spend more than you now. They're going to attain a lot more organic ranking, and you're going to have to spend more to eventually just regain those initial spots that you had, and that will kill you, okay? So on Amazon, scaling requires investment, especially if you have a product that's doing well. You hit 100K a month, 80K a month. You have validity there. You know your product sells. It's just about how we can maintain that momentum and keep on growing. And the thing is, you must be willing to sacrifice a small portion of profit to capture more profit market share. This is one of the most important things. Now, here's some reasons why you never want to maintain, okay? More competition will inevitably enter the market. Every year, new sellers are coming in, thousands, hundred thousands of new sellers coming in, and they're going to come into your market, right? And what happens when they do that? They'll start spending on PPC because they need traffic also, right? They can't just do everything organically. They need to bid on these keywords so they can get their product out to customers. Now, inevitably, with more PPC bids on those keywords, the bids will go up now. What was previously a 1.2 bid is now 1.7, 1.9. And over time, over years, it's going to keep on going up higher, right? Amazon PPC is the number one driver for Amazon as a whole, what brings in the most revenue. So inevitably, it's going to keep on going up. And if you do not adjust within time, you'll be left behind and lose momentum on those keyword rankings. So it's far better to earn 10% less profit at 500K than to protect 10% more profit at 100K, obviously, right? Or even 10% more profit at 300K. 500K is much better. Growth comes from consistently fueling PPC and maintaining rankings. The only reason we were able to achieve these results for this brand was that 80% of the sales were coming organically. So they did 535,000 in a single month, and 80% of that was organic. Only about 130,000 was from PPC. Now, this is because we maintain those rankings through our PPC campaigns to make sure that no one can steal these slots. So when someone searches for our main keywords, we show up at the top, whether it's a sponsored result and an organic result. Two are at the same time. And that is double the traffic for you, and one is pretty much free sales for you. So how do we fix this issue? Obviously, scale your PPC campaigns. If you're doing 80, 90, 100K a month, you're probably spending a good amount of money on PPC, right? And whether your ACOS is 30%, 40%, whatever your threshold is, it varies from category to category. You really want to scale these campaigns, okay? Now, how do we scale it? If you do below 1 million a year typically, or you're around that range, you should spend about 90% of your budget on sponsored product. Now, why is such a big amount on sponsored product? Because Amazon is a keyword ranking engine. People are searching for keywords when they want to buy a product. If I'm looking for a phone case, I'm going to type in iPhone phone case, okay? Then I can type your brand name in. So we want a lot of visibility for these keywords, okay? That's why we want to increase our ranking and have campaigns built out. Now, I recommend 7% on sponsored brand because this can really improve your conversion rate, especially if you have a good video creative or you have a catalog that's very similar that your buyer will buy 3 or 5 products at once. And 3% on sponsored display, so this can be like retargeting ads, Apple TV ads, Netflix, whatever. Sponsored display is another funnel thing you can do. Now, what do you want to do when you're running these campaigns and trying to scale? Well, increase daily budgets if conversions and clicks warrant it. Go to your campaigns, analyze which ones have the best ACOS, best ROAS, okay? And see to make sure that it's always in budget throughout the entire day, okay? Now, if there's a really high conversion for certain keywords in there, you want to also put those in new campaigns maybe, while keeping those ones still in those same campaigns, and track your keyword ranking. Go through Helium 10, track these rankings to make sure that we are always online with this. Like I said, increase bids on highly relevant and converting keywords. This is the most important thing. If you're doing 50, 60, 70, 100K, you have a lot of data, right? You've been spending money on PPC. You know what you convert well for. Those keywords, whether it's long tail, main keywords that we convert well for and are driving a lot of sales for us, we really want to maximize those to the next level, okay? Because we want a larger share of organic sales for these. Like I said, we want to test out different campaigns. Product targeting. If we have competitors we convert well for on those listings, start running more product targeting ads. Brand defense ads. If we have search volume coming for our brand, make sure to protect it. So many brands I see make an issue where they get so much search volume, but if you look at the slots, they have top competitors running ads, top of search for their listings. And pretty much they're letting sales go away, especially if that competitor has sort of like a similar offer to you. You're inevitably going to lose sales. So you want to do all you can to protect your brand, okay? If you have a very big catalog, start running brand defense campaigns. Put your ASINs under your top product so people cannot see other competitors, right? This is very, very important, okay? Another thing, optimize consistently every week, every 2 weeks, build on new campaigns, give budget to prioritize campaigns. You're always A/B testing. You're always trying to scale these PPC campaigns. If you're spending $20,000 a month and you're at your ACOS or tacos threshold, try scaling it a little bit by 10%. Right? Increase it to 21,000 for that next month. See how the conversion rate goes, okay? Because if we maintain this level, you're not going to grow past that. So a general rule, a tacos below 10% typically means you're underspending on growth because you're probably really profitable at this point, right? And you're getting a lot of organic sales, but your top line is not growing at all because you're not spending enough on PPC. It's much better to have a tacos of 15% at 500K versus a tacos of 10% at 250K, right? Because you're not growing, you didn't grow your brand at all. Your organic ranking didn't increase, and overall your top line revenue is going to be so high to the point where it makes up for all of that margin. So I have a video of this entire topic right here. Maybe I'll link it somewhere here, but it explains the difference between tacos and ACOS and why obsessing over ACOS is going to inevitably leave you behind pretty much. Hey, if you're an Amazon seller serious about scaling your business on Amazon, we're offering a free in-depth audit of your brand. We'll cover exactly what's working, what's not working, and give you a plan of action to efficiently scale. So it should be the first link in the bio and also in the comments, and we'll get that forward to you. Now let's get back to the video. So trap number 2 is ignoring keyword opportunities. Brands plateau because they stop digging into campaign data. Okay, there is so much data for you to dig in and find. There's a gold mine. Okay, so what can we do? Keywords where you rank 20 to 100. This is pretty much you're on page 2 or 3. No one can see your product for these keywords. 80% of sales happen on the first page of Amazon, and more than like a majority of that happens on the top half of first page of Amazon. So if we're not there for a majority of our keywords, no one can see our product. When was the last time you went on the second, third page looking for our product? You just don't do it. So entire goal is to push them into the top 10. These are our strike zone keywords. Now also, if you're stuck at whatever plateau you're at, you must understand it's far easier to double your traffic compared to doubling your conversion rate on Amazon. If the average conversion rate is anywhere between 7 to 12%, it's very hard if you have a conversion rate of 10% to boost it by 20%. There's only so much we can do for our pricing, our images, our reviews to really improve that. So what can we do? It's much easier to double your traffic. We can double, triple, 4x our traffic if we have the proper keyword ranking strategies in place. We identify so many new keyword opportunities, and we get all of these keywords that are ranked 20 to 100 onto page 1 of Amazon. That will see such a big traffic boost. And even if you have the same conversion rate, you're going to have double the sales because you have double the traffic coming onto your listing. Now, if you don't know how to create a master keyword list, it's pretty much a keyword list showcasing all the main keywords for your product, showcasing you versus your main competitors. So it looks something like this. So you always want to create one of these because you want to see exactly where you're ranking for keywords compared to your competitors, right? So we can build out new campaigns or really be aggressive on these rankings, especially if they have really good search volume. So we have trap number 3, not targeting competitors enough. If you are doing well already on Amazon, you know who is the top dog in your niche. You know who are the ones you convert well for. So we really want to steal a lot of their sales, especially if we have competitors getting a lot of organic traffic off of Amazon. If we do a really good job of targeting their listings, we're getting new buyers off of Amazon who are not even native to like the keywords we're looking for. So this is very, very important. And once you have strong listings and solid reviews, you should systematically target competitors' listings. And I'll show you how we can do that. But we want to focus on those with higher prices, weaker reviews, or inferior features. This is very, very important. These 3 are going to be the stuff that identifies which listings you want to target, okay? Running ads against them lets you capture their customers and expand your market share. Very, very important. Now, a quick way for you to figure out which ASINs you convert well for is analyze your search term report. There's so much data there, whether you're running auto campaigns, substitutes, complements, you're going to see which ASINs you convert well for. And once you identify those numbers, we really want to translate those into singular product targeting campaigns. So we only target these listings that we convert high for. So how do we set up these product targeting campaigns? Obviously, go to Campaign Manager, Sponsored Product Campaign, Amazon and beyond, add your product in whatever you want to showcase on competitor listings, manual targeting, product targeting. Okay, once you're here, you have a bunch of options. You can either target the category as a whole and it'll refine it, or you can target individual products. Okay, so if you want to target individual products, literally go here, find which products you have, put their ASIN in, and pretty much it's going to target those right away. Okay, now there's another thing we can do here. We can go here, we can hit search, and it'll give us all of these categories. So if, let's say specifically we're in home and kitchen category, okay? You can go even lower. It'll show you exactly which sub niche, wall art, home storage and organization, everything. Once you identify the very specific category you are, we want to hit refine. And this is where we put in criteria, and Amazon will automatically find out which listings meet our criteria and start showcasing our ads to it. So for example, let's say our product is $20, okay? And we want to target competitor listings who are at $25 and above. So starting at $25 and above, okay? Even if you want to, you can do a brand select. So if you know a specific brand you convert well for, you can go here and literally target their entire catalog. Now, you only want to do this if you know specifically you convert really, really well for all of their products, okay? This is the next level. But if you don't want to do that, go here, price. Now, reviews. Let's say our review star rating is at 4.5. Ideally, we want to target listings that are like 3.7, 3.8 because it looks very, very different. So what you literally want to do is see if you can target 3.5, 3.4 here, anything like that, okay? Because that really showcases that we're going to find the listings that are more expensive than us and have a lower review count or rating count than us. And we will inevitably convert well for it if especially we are the same type of listing as they are. So you see here, they gave us like 359 to 599 separate listings that we can target here. Now you can go to the next level, prime eligible, not prime eligible. I would just hit all because non-prime eligible, if you have Amazon Prime badge, we're going to convert even higher. We want to do that, add, and then start running these campaigns. Now this can work really, really well if you convert well on competitors' listings. Like I said, you only want to do this if you have a better product with good reviews, competitive price, and a killer main image. This is really important. These are all the elements you need to have product targeting campaigns that perform really, really well. Now trap number 4 is treating SEO as set it and forget it. This is a mistake I see 90% of brands make. SEO is not set and forget, just like PPC is not set it and forget, okay? Now, what do you do in terms of SEO, okay? You always want to analyze your keyword rankings every 2 weeks, okay? If a keyword saw an increase in ranking, try adding it to your title for maximum visibility. So imagine we have a new relevant keyword that we're ranked 50, 64, and we really want to boost it on top of page 1. Add this main keyword onto your title, okay? We don't want to keyword stuff. We want to be very strategic. Add it to your backend. If it ranks well, then remove it from your backend, put it into your title, put it into your bullet points, so on and so forth. If you're lacking on keyword, add it to your backend and bullet points and see if you convert well for it and you start indexing and tracking your keyword ranking, okay? If keywords are ranking well, remove them from the backend and add new keywords relevant. But we always want to add new keywords into our ecosystem, okay? Always create new master keyword lists every single month. Go in, find your product, find 10 competitors, create a master keyword list, see the keyword rankings, see which keywords are the most relevant for our category, analyze your current ranking, and see if we can boost that ranking by implementing it further in our actual listing and start running PPC campaigns about it, okay? Obviously, create keyword targeting campaigns for those we see a spike in, okay? This is the number one step that 99% of brands don't do, and by consistently doing it, you will outpace them eventually because you will always be on track with new keywords in the market that have seen a spike in search volume, which ones have been decreasing, which ones should we focus more on PPC for, and you'll create an entire system where you will naturally see a very big shift in your organic ranking compared to your competitors. Another element that's still sort of in beta is optimize for RUFUS. Now this is still up in the airs of how relevant this is for Amazon, but years down the line, this is going to be very, very important. So you want to reverse engineer what your competitors are being searched for. So for example, let's say this is one of our competitors. We were looking at ergonomic office chair. Well, RUFUS here automatically gives us some questions here. Does it have adjustable armrest? What is the chair's weight capacity? Is the headrest removable? Now, if this is our top listing, let's see this competitor is the biggest one in our space doing 438,000. We want to see if we have all these questions asked in our own listing, in our QA section, in our bullet points, in our backend, because RUFUS is showcasing that people are searching for these questions, okay? And I'll give you answers, and you can always find so many ways of like how this is relevant for us. You can be like, what are similar listings? and it'll show listings like this that are doing really, really well also, right? So that's what, because Amazon wants to increase conversion rate on these listings and can make more money from customers. Now you can reverse engineer this entire process. Which keywords you convert well for? What are customers searching for? What are the benefits that we should highlight further into our copy that people really, really like? You can do a whole process about this. And this is going to be very, very important because it's directly showing you what customers want when they search your product. And inevitably, if you include this in your listing and everything, Amazon will start showcasing you to these customers when they ask these questions. Now, the next step you should focus on is called the ICAP funnel. This is what Stephen Pope, my Amazon guy, came up with. And pretty much it diagnoses your weak points, okay? If you're doing really well on Amazon, you have tons of data, and we can analyze what part of the funnel we see a drop off and how we can further build upon that. So if you don't know what the ICAP funnel is, it's impressions, clicks, add to carts, and purchases. So naturally, it's going to go down, right? We have the most impressions, then when people click our listing, and then they either add a cart and they purchase it. It's going to be the highest and then the lowest. And we want to maximize all the way down to the bottom. So for example, if our impressions are high but our clicks are low on a keyword, we know there's something wrong with our main image, our pricing, we don't have the keyword in our title, and any element that's making it so that a customer is not clicking our actual listing. Now let's say our clicks are high, but our purchase and add to cart rate is relatively low compared to the market average. We know something is wrong with our conversion rate, whether that's our pricing, our reviews are not good, our A+ content is not selling our product, our bullet points are not selling, we don't have enough variations. This is the funnel, and we want to maximize at what part of the funnel we are seeing a drop off, because then we know exactly how we can improve it. So for example, impressions. Are you bidding enough? Are you showing up enough on these keywords? Next thing is clicks. Is your main image and title strong enough to even earn attention to get clicks? Add to carts. Are customers convinced by your reviews, pricing, and offer? And purchases, which is very, very similar. Are you closing the sale? Okay. Now, if you don't know how to do this, Amazon Search Query Performance Report gives you all of this data. Okay. I have a whole video here about how you can do it. Pretty much go, if you're brand registered, you'll look at the Search Query Performance Report and it'll show you all of the relevant keywords for your product, and you can see exactly where you see a drop off in your brand share. Okay. I'll leave the video here somewhere if you want to have a further look, but this is very, very important. If you're doing well on Amazon already, your ICAP funnel, you're gonna have a lot of data here, and you can see exactly what terms you're missing out sales on, and this can really help in adding 20-25% more sales for a given keyword. Now, trap number 5, not launching new variations, bundles, and products. It is very hard to scale a 500K, 1 million with 1 or 2 listings alone. Rarely. Obviously, there's listings out there that do really, really well, but this is very, very rare in certain cases, okay? Now, the fastest growing brands are constantly expanding based off of the data they have, okay? If you have a listing that's doing really, really well, you know what converts well, you know which variations you should launch from that. If you have a 1-pack doing well, try launching a 2-pack, a 3-pack, multi-pack, different colors, different flavor options. Make your listing as strong as possible. If your listing has 1,000 reviews, that is very hard for most Amazon sellers to get. So we want to maximize that listing. Can we think about it? Can we launch any variations? Can we launch any new colors? Anything to get more lifetime value out of these customers who are buying our product? Very, very important. If we sell supplements, a lot of repeat buyers, so subscribe and save. Different packs. Do you have a 30-pack, 60-pack, 120-pack? Add value to it. Make the top option a little bit cheaper in comparison to the bottom ones when you consider the whole package, okay? These are all things that are very, very important. Another thing is, you know what your customers like. You know that they want to buy this product. Now, what are some other listings or products you can launch that are complementary to this, okay? This is very, very important. We want to see in the market what already converts well. Because if we launch these new listings, we're going to have all these customers who want to buy our product, okay? We can do so many things. And if you're a native brand on Amazon, you're going to have a lot of brand awareness, and this will naturally improve your conversion rate. And this is literally not optional. It's how you extract maximum value from every customer and actually build an ecosystem. The brands that do well today and do $1 million plus a month have tons of listings that convert well, tons of listings that are doing tons of revenue for them. And that is the only way you're actually going to scale, is by evolving and keep on launching new products. Now, how do we figure out how to launch these products? Because it's all good to say, oh, just keep launching new variations, new products. But the thing is, you need to do extensive market research for each product launch, okay? Analyze your consumer behavior. What products would they like to buy alongside yours, okay? Can you offer a better version that's in the marketing already? We don't want to launch new products with competitors, 10,000 plus reviews and super cheap price points that we cannot match. So you have to be very specific in how you're launching these. Is there active Amazon market demand? Analyze every search volume for every keyword, okay? Sellers with low reviews are doing well. Go to Google Trends, see what the search volume is for this category. This is very, very important. But the number one thing I want you to understand is, it is far better to be in a competitive market with active demand compared to a very small market with limited demand. So many brand owners I see come to me, they say, I'm capped out at this level. And when I analyze all the keywords and the category as a whole, they've dominated all the organic ranking for these keywords, and it's capped out, right? There's nothing else, right? You're not going to see more search volume for these super niche keywords. Now, it's far better to be in a position where you have so many keywords, you're ranked 30, 40, 50 on keywords with 5,000, 10,000 search volume, and you know you can grow because a lot of people are keep on searching in this market. And that's the biggest thing. If you're in a limited market, there will be a cap. There's no way for you to grow unless you get traffic off of Amazon, which is very, very hard, right? Using TikTok Shop or something, because it is very hard to create new search volume. Now, one of the simplest rules of Amazon, don't run out of stock. If you're a brand at this level, you probably have an ecosystem in place already of how you manage your inventory and your logistics. So do not run out of stocks, especially when you have momentum. Let's say you're at 100K, you hit 160K, 170, you're scaling. We do not want to run out of stock in any moment. You always want to have a combination of FBA and FBM inventory in terms of any sort of crisis that just happens in the ecosystem. Because if you run out of stock for 1-2 weeks, especially if you're doing well at this time, it's going to take double the effort to regain that momentum once you're back in stock. Without cash flow, you cannot survive in Amazon's competitive ecosystem nowadays. And to finish off, expand beyond one marketplace if you feel like you're capped out, okay? For example, one guy I talked to was capped out in the US marketplace, but we did a look at Japan, and Japan is 2 times the search volume that he was not capturing, okay? Your product might do really, really well in a different country compared to the US or wherever you're currently selling. So you always want to look to how I can expand. Canada and Europe, you usually have lower cost per clicks and higher opportunity compared to the US. You can try out different things like TikTok, Meta, Instagram affiliates, email sequences, build an entire funnel, okay? These are all different things that can add onto your existing Amazon ecosystem. Now to finish off, the key takeaways, most 100K brands plateau because they pretty much cut spend to protect margins. They ignore keyword and competitor opportunities. Stop optimizing the SEO. It's not set once and leave forever. You have to optimize this. They don't analyze the ICAP funnel or the search query performance report to see what part of the funnel we can improve upon. They fail to launch new variations and products. One of the most important things, you always want to be evolving. And the last thing is maybe they run out of stock. You keep doing this, you'll be stuck forever in plateau, or you'll even see a decrease in revenue. So the brands that break through to 500K a month, they keep PPC spend steady to maintain rankings and are always spending more based off of the conversion rate and seeing what works, okay? They're constantly pushing keywords into page 1 for their main product. They attack competitor listings by analyzing the search term report and seeing what ASINs we convert well for. Always optimize SEO, use the ICAP funnel to guide decisions of what part of the funnel can be improved upon. They're expanding with variations, bundles, SKUs. You can see how much is going on here, right? Stay in stock, always stay in stock, and explore new marketplaces. These are all the things that can really help you scale your brand, and maybe one helps you out more than the other, but you really want to keep an eye on all of this stuff. At Amazio Works, we specialize in this, specifically helping 6 to 7, 8-figure brands scale on Amazon, okay? Brands stuck between 50K to 150K a month, 200K a month, scaling them past 500K a month with our 3-phase growth system. We have a specific system in place to manage brands with very big catalogs and strategically scale them, okay? So if you're interested in that, hit the link in bio to the website and see if you can book a call and see if you're a fit for our system. So that's what I have for you in this video. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you're a brand stuck at these levels and you don't know exactly how to scale, I'll give my insight for you specifically of how you can break past these levels. I'll leave all the docs below if you want to download it. Peace out. Take care.